Hello, this is Brian Resney, President of Resney Wealth Management. I'm bringing you an important update about the economy and the investment market so you can better understand where we're positioned not only for our clients, but what we look at not only in the short term but long term for the investment markets and hopefully how to better your portfolio. You know, every single week we get dozens and dozens of phone calls through my radio show, through the office, and emails from investors just like you, really at this point almost seem to be somewhat paralyzed. I've heard that term from a number of people out there that listen to my show, and they're basically, Brian, I'm paralyzed, I'm second guessing myself, I don't know if the person I'm using is actually doing anything for me. I think what's happening is investors have had just a lot of emotional up and downs along with the stock market. And part of the problem that I think the number one problem that most investors face is really a lack of any investment strategy, a disciplined, rules-based investment strategy that's being followed. And again, not to beat up on your broker, your so-called advisor. Most brokers and advisors are really just brokers and salespeople. They're not money managers. They don't have an investment strategy, and it's certainly not in writing. If you want to know, just ask the person you're using, can I have a copy of your written investment strategy that we're following? He won't have one, or she won't have one. If you are managing your own money, you need to have an investment strategy, and it needs to be followed. And this is really where the rubber meets the road, and where I see just the biggest mistake of all is people really tend to buy what's either going up, sell what's going down, basically following day-to-day market movements, typically are only invested in stocks and bonds. And again, that's a recipe for disaster. You have to have a rules-based investment strategy, and it has to be followed religiously. And every investment strategy is going to have short-term bouts of underperformance, but ultimately, your investment strategy will hopefully prevail if you are following a correct approach to having your money professionally managed, or if you're doing it yourself. And again, I go back, 90+% of investors are using an advisor or really working with a broker. So there's no investment strategy at all. There's no money really being managed. It's more of, here's some recommendations. You put them in a bunch of mutual funds or stocks or bonds. And at the end of the day, it's called set it and forget it, buy and hold, which is, in my opinion, a recipe for mediocre returns and substantial losses in the next recession. You have to have an investment strategy. With that, the market had a about face after the EU came out on Wednesday, Thursday with it looks like to be a pretty good proposal. We're still looking for details. That's a positive. Come around Monday and the market sell off because now Greece wants to have a referendum or a vote to decide if the plan that the EU has set aside for them is what their people really want. Well, at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter what the Greek people want, because if they want money, they want to be bailed out, they're going to have to follow the plan of attack, in my opinion. You're going to see more turbulence, more market turmoil, and this again goes back to why you need an investment strategy, and part of an investment strategy is risk management in severe down markets. If you don't have one, you're basically, every day is going to be another paralyzed day, emotional roller coaster, whether you're using somebody or not. You need to have an investment strategy. If you're taking too much risk and the emotional ups and downs are driving you batty, reduce your risk. There's nothing the matter with having less risk in a portfolio or a lesser risk portfolio. You're going to make less money, but at the end of the day, you'll sleep at night and you'll be in your investment strategy to actually make a return. So again, I stress that. I see kind of a few different sets out there in the investment market. Now that this Greece thing has come out, this vote's going to take 10 weeks before they actually vote on this. We could actually see this market trade in a range. The U.S. economy, it looks like, has stabilized, though, I will say that. And it looks like the emerging markets actually are doing quite well. We have actually added quite a bit to our emerging market exposure based upon our G-top relative strength, which I've talked about before. Each and every quarter and month, we look at the relative strength of various sectors that encompass a client portfolio for us, and we put those to work, which we did at the end of the month. We do own a number of small and mid-cap within the portfolio, well diversified. We still own our gold position, which has done fabulously well for us, and we still own a number of different various bond investments, and that also have done quite well. I think investors need to make sure, though, that you are following a strategy. I don't want to harp on it, but there's too many of you who simply just are almost hoping that the person you're using is actually doing something. And if not to beat up on the person you're using, if they're not a money manager, then they're not managing your money. You're responsible. Make sure you have an investment strategy. Hopefully this was a use to you. We will have a great show this Sunday, so make sure you tune in. If you do have questions about your portfolio, the economy, or any other thing financial related, send us an email. All email questions will be answered on the Resney Wealth Report. And as always, if you need professional money management help, we do have a second opinion service. It's free. Call us up, schedule an appointment at one of our offices. Let us help you rebuild your portfolio. A second opinion service is a great opportunity for you to really see what you're doing either right or maybe what you're doing wrong and how to improve what you should be doing. Call our office for that consultation. It's free. We'd love to talk to you, get your portfolio back on track. Until Sunday's show, have yourself an extremely profitable week.